Big up, big up, big up, everybody. It's your boy. I'm back. Long awaited. Have not been feeling well, guys. Plus, I had a bunch of interviews for a new job the last couple days. So I just wanted to apologize. I wasn't unable to stream, guys, so I couldn't do anything. My apologies. Big up to all of you joining. I hope you are all well. Hope you're enjoying your day. What's up? What it is, guys. Come on, talk to your boy. I don't know, but I missed you guys. I don't know if you guys missed me too, but I haven't been around and I've been bored, not unable to talk to you guys about how I felt about some of the things happening currently, and especially when we talk about the arrival of Ruben Amorim. He's in the building. Of course, we know it's gonna be another brand new coach, another brand new start to the project. But this project has a structure from the beginning. So, I think we're in a better direction. I think we're going to be having a better time going forward. A lot of people are doing a lot of who's the best starting 11, who's going to be Amarin's key players. Guys, I don't know. I'm sorry. I have my own opinions. I do think there's some players might make the list. But I don't know because it seems like he's going to start with that 3-4-3 setup, that two tens behind the attacking striker. And that means a lot of guys like our traditional wingers, they're going to have to adapt. Which one is going to make the cut? I don't know. Bro, I wasn't feeling well. I came back. Big up to the chat. Big up to the chat. Big up to you, Jim Watkins in the building, my brother. I hope you're well. Big up to Kazimia, guys. I couldn't get into the studio. I was in the studio. I got kicked out. And I've been retrying to get in for the last 5 minutes, bro. Guys, I could not get in. I just literally got into the studio. Big up to Jim Watkins. Hope you're well, buddy. Big up to everyone. Oh man, storm season. Bro, Australia. You gotta be a real man's man to live in some parts of Australia. If you get Jim, big up to you Australians, man. Big up to you guys. You know what I mean? Much respect to you guys, bro. Some of the spiders that are daily life, brother. The nightmares I would have. So I had the flu, guys. I got back from Manchester on Sunday. I was supposed to actually return on Monday, but I ended up coming back on Saturday morning. And, we did the watch along, guys, but I was in the background. I really wasn't feeling well. And I had the fever the night, and I'm only now feeling better today, to be honest, guys. But I had two interviews on Monday. I had an interview yesterday, and I had one this morning, and I have a few more coming up. So it's been an interesting time for your boy Marken. Big up to you. I'm better now, bro. I'm better now. Big up to you, Danny B in the building. So have you started? Nah. Why would I be questioning his style of play, brother? He's just came. Give him time. Big up to Sima in the afternoon. Big up to you, my brother. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a good one. I don't think anyone should be questioning Amarim's style of play. Similarly, I would say this, man, Lutata, and guys, you could hate me, but I don't think anyone should be really and truly opinionated as opposed to who Amarin picks as his first starting 11. Whoever he picks, he picks. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there are lots of talented players in the squad, sure. There's lots of inconsistent players as well. There's some bad performers, there's some mid performers, there's some top performers. But at the end of the day, we don't know if they're all suitable for this new style of play. The only man's going to know that is the man that's testing them currently right now. And of course, he has only really started today because as we know, when he arrived on Monday, he did not have his work clearance documentation. So he was just looking around the place, to be honest. Now he's starting to get things be started and get things underway. I think, guys, it's going to be something we need to be open arms with. Not a clean slate per se, but a slate that's an Amarim slate. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of us are saying Ahmad has to be in that team. Garnacho, Rashford as false nine. Where's Bruno? Who cares, guys? And the reason why I'm saying who cares, not that I don't care, but what I'm saying is that might not be his choice. Are we going to be mad at Ruben Amorim if he doesn't start Ahmad in his first game? Or if he doesn't start Marcus Rashford? Or if he doesn't start Bruno? Or if he doesn't start Anthony? Or if he doesn't start Casemiro? Or if he doesn't start Harry Amas? You know what I mean? What are we going to do? I'm saying rather than focus on who is getting into the starting 11, let's focus on who's going to make the cut over the next couple games until the window opens. Because I think that's more interesting, guys. I think if we look at it from the perspective of who is going to show up and keep their levels that earn them their spots. Because there's been so many times and so many, and this is like the second time we've changed manager in 5 years, and we're still saying this manager might get the best out of Marcus Rashford. This manager might get the best out of this player, out of that player. Why? This is Man United, guys. When you put on that red kit, if you ain't out on the pitch giving your best, why are you here? Why do we need a manager that you like for you to play better? The manager is not paying you. Is he the one been chanting your name since you signed your contract? Did he take pictures with you when you signed for Man United? Nah, man. Nah, man. Big up to Stephanie in the building. 7 likes like Mason Mount. This guy got to earn that shirt 100%. I don't care what it takes. What he has to do, he alone knows. But he needs to bring it from now until the end of the season because he's suddenly back fit, guys. He's back. So he needs to deliver from now until the end of the season. If not, in the summer, brother, either you give up the 7 or you're gone. I'm not here for it, bro. I'm not giving him another season. He's been injured for the first season he's been here. He's been injured damn near half of the second season he's been here as well. So for me, it's either you deliver going to the end, give us a reason to keep you, or you get out of here, bro. Because I don't think we're not keeping a different energy for Anthony. Most of people think he should go. And Mason Mount is earning more money than this brother. And he's not playing games. He's not even there. What is he doing here? Do you actually believe this? Really? Brother, this guy is best off the football with it not at his feet. That's when he's best, with the ball not at his feet. What makes you think he's scoring a goal, bro? What has he shown you in the last year and a couple months at Man United that screams he's going to score? As far as I'm concerned, bro, I just hope for him to get on the ball. You know what he screams to me? Energy. Energy and winning the ball. That's it. After that, it's what up in the air, bro. I have not seen what he done at Chelsea. I have not seen it at United, bro. I have not. The guy has less contribution in Man United than Anthony. And he's been more injured. He makes more money. He wears the number 7. I'm just putting that there. He's an experienced English player as well. He's been in the Premier League for years before as well. 2 or 3 seasons. No, this is the rubbish that's not going to happen. This must not happen. I rebuke this. This must not happen. No one gets a clean slate. Everyone has to work their asses off unless you've been signed in the summer. If you haven't been signed this summer, you're on the chomping block, my brother. And this is how United takes it to the next level. I'm being so real and honest with you guys right now. You know what I mean? I'm big up to you. No one cares, bro. I certainly don't. You know what I mean? I care about Man United. Who's got a Man United passport? Who's going to score me goals? Who's going to get me assists? Who's going to win me the ball? Who is going to make sure that every game I'm guaranteed a goal? That's what I care about, bro. I don't care about your passport. I don't care about how much, whatever. I just care about how you perform for Man United on the pitch in the 90 minutes that you are on the field or how many minutes you are. That's what I care about. Demba can't abide by international breaks, but okay. Then that, thanks for asking. 100%. I do like the international stuff. I can't lie. I can't lie. I like it. The reason why I like it might be slightly different, but I like it because being from the Caribbean, if you want to play for a European club, you have to get international caps. So there's no one without the other, unless you get scouted and you're taken there at a young age, and then you get into academy. That's the only other way. So for me, I kind of do like the international break, to be fair. The media cares. They don't pay our bills, bro. We pay theirs. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, it is a bit boring, guys. To be fair, it is a bit boring. I'm gonna be talking about, Man United, a little bit of Trinidad over the course of this international break as well. Of course, there's lots to talk about. Former club legend Dwight York is now the head coach of the Soca Warriors of Trinidad and Tobago. So it's going to be an interesting debate to talk about that. I'm going to be talking about it to one of my Jamaican football fan friends. Hopefully it's going to be an interesting one. Of course, tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to get KG on the stream because I wanted to ask a few questions about the international break and about big nations and top talent and how they can help these players maintain a better record injury free. You know what I mean? With rotation in the international sense, not in the club sense, because at the end of the day, the club pay these players. You know what I mean? I just think that, some international countries with their depth of talent, they should be selecting in a rotational sense based on the importance of the game and not just because they have international games scheduled. You know what I mean? And with the size of countries like England, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Italy, they can afford to field different starting 11s in the international games until it gets to the important tournaments. They don't need the top players who play in the top clubs all the time. In fact, there's so many top players from some of these countries playing in top clubs, and they only pick between roughly 30 of them. It's not making sense to me, guys. It doesn't help these players. What about the other talented nationals who never get a sniff? You know what I mean? Look at Tamori. He's never played for England. There's lots of other players. There's Marcus Edwards who plays for Sporting, never played for England. You know what I mean? I feel like these big countries can make an impact with their depth of talent by rotating the starters so that they don't always have to take the players who've always played games in the national level. Maybe they can use it to showcase some of the other talent of their other internationals. You know what I mean? Make it a little bit more diverse. Help those players get more game time as well. Maybe you get a different result. You know what I mean? It can't always be worse. I mean, England hasn't really won anything in the international men's game in decades. They haven't won nothing. So changing the rotation of how you select players might actually prove to help you. You know what I mean? For some countries, I don't know. It's just an opinion, guys. You know what it is. Don't forget to smash the likes. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I would. Temba says it. Pay your rent, people. Like the thing. You know what I mean? Big up to United, we stand. Big up my brother from St. Lucia. You know how we go. Bro, Cash Tree's always bumping. The strip is always live. You know what I mean? I, for one, whenever I'm in Lucia, I definitely love to get to the strip to get my chicken and stuff. You know what I mean? But big up, bro. The only thing I don't like is the places closer early there sometimes. You know what I mean? My buddy has this roti place near to that boat. You know where that boat is in the harbor, bro? Yeah, pretty nice roti place there. Big up to you, broski. Oh, also, anyway, we talk about some other time, broski. Big up on that. Otherwise, how many rebuilds do we need to climb to the top of the summit, bro? This is another question. Yo, Mark, and what are the chances we sign? It's very, very strong, brother. Let me talk about the Gilchrist thing since you're already here. But Gilchrist is gonna be like a senior striker. It's not a bad option. I would say I'm all for it because we have younger strikers to develop, but we definitely do need a guy for the right now. And there's some sort of pact being reported that Victor Gilchrist can sign for Man United, somewhere in the region of 68 million pounds if a deal is for decided on for the summer in advance. Now, it might not be done in January. It could be possible, but it's definitely going to cost somewhere between 68 million pounds and 84 million pounds because he does have a release clause in his contract for 100 million euros, which is effectively 84 million pounds. Of course, there's going to be a lot of competition for his signature because he's also fancied by the likes of Real Madrid, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. There's lots of clubs, Bayern Munich, PSG. Lots of clubs are looking at this guy, Barcelona as well. But we do know that AMORIM, he really has a good connection with Victor Gyökeres. So it might be bode well for United that he comes here. So you never know what could happen. Let's see how it goes. But when you think about a Victor Gyökeres type signing, we're gonna have to think about a Victor Gyökeres type exit from United. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an interesting situation because it might be seeing where we might have to offload some players in January. I mean, if you look at the perspective situation, we have lots of players may or may not suit this type of new formation. I mean, Amorim doesn't really play with the traditional wingers. You know, he does have wing backs, but they're still not the traditional wingers like what we have. I mean, we don't really have the traditional wingers in a sense because we have inverted wingers, the likes of Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony. You know, the traditional one would be Ahmad, to be fair. And that's the only guy. You know what I mean? There's hope that Ahmad would be in the starting 11 as a 10, maybe next to Bruno. There's hope maybe there might be an adaptation of Garnacho that will bring him into the team, maybe as a left wing back. You never know. You know what could happen? Maybe even hope for Anthony. You know what I mean? But the thing is that at the end of the day, these players have to earn their spots. I don't think the manager needs to come in and cater to these players another time. We've saw managers come in and try to cater to these players, only for these players to stab them in the back again. And when the manager caters to these players and not cater to their system, what brought them to this club, they always fail. So yeah, guys, I don't really think I might be coming to you with that normal positivity. I'm super positive about this change, but what I'm saying is if you don't make the cut in the 3-4-3, yeah, I don't care if he doesn't make the system to suit any of the players. If you can't fit in, ship out. That's just my energy right now. I don't know how you guys feel. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking because I might be in the minority. You know what I mean? The football fans, oh, did you pay your rent, bro? Big up. You know, Temba always pays his rent. Let's see if is still here, if he has something to say. I don't know if Hayden might be working, but I haven't been streaming, so I know some of the guys might be thinking, Mark, something's wrong with the buddy, but he'll be around. So I dropped the link, guys. If you want to come in and have your say, I got like a 5-10 minutes. We can do that. But you know what I mean? I'm just feeling this type of way because I've been seeing everyone talking about who gets into Armor and starting 11, who's gonna be key players, who's gonna play here, who's gonna play there. And honestly, guys, I feel like we're setting ourselves up with high expectations for failure. We're setting this manager up to be, you know, disingent or undermined, to be fair, because yeah, he's probably not thinking half of those things. He could be thinking a whole different other thing. I mean, he could start off on a winning start playing different players. You know, it could be a whole different starting 11 to what we actually envision, even what I think from what other people thinks. You know what I mean? He could sell Anthony, he could sell Bruno, he could sell Rashford, or he could keep them and he could sell other players like Ahmad. He could sell Garnacho. He could probably sell Xerxes, probably sell Harry Amas. You never know, guys. Big up to Bruno Hamza in the building. Big up to you, buddy. You know, I'm just saying from the perspective, I just want us for the next 10 games United play, let's not criticize who is in his starting 11. Let's let him do his thing. And after that, then we would surely see some consistency somewhere. We would see some similarities somewhere. And maybe we might be able to see a change. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are going to say Aramim is going to want some of his players from Sporting. What about academy players, guys? If we buy Quenda for 80 million, what happens to Ethan Williams? They're similar age. They're similar type players as well. I mean, Ethan hasn't gotten the chances in the first team. We don't really play a system, and he's a right wing back by trade. It's going to be interesting, guys. Yeah, been a minute, LT. I wasn't feeling so well. Of course, you hear me coughing, so you know I'm not 100%, but I'm much better now. So I feel like I could give you guys a more honest presentation. So I didn't want to be like coughing throughout the entire streaming, talking with you guys. It might have been a little bit gross, you know what I mean? If players aren't performing for 2 years, they gotta go. I don't care who they are, 100% Compo Smurf. And I think that 2 year stamp should be set when you sign your contract, not based on a manager coming in. I don't think it should reset for anyone. You know what I mean? Big up. what I personally believe, as fans, we all have had our hearts burnt with these Blazers ruining our club. We know you mean the Glazers, brother. We know we hate them too. Glazers, Blazers, lasers, whatever you want to call them, the rats. We hate them all. Bad board, bad players, underperformers. Not all of them. Few. It's what we do now that matters. 100%. Yeah, Jim, I know how you feel, bro, and I think so as well. And this is why I'm saying to everyone, yo, we got AMORIM in. For those of you that believe Ten Hag wasn't the guy, kudos. For those of you like me that was supporting Ten Hag because we thought he could have done it, we're here. We are still United fans today. We are going to back this new manager because he's our gaffer. You know what I mean? I'm going to be backing AMORIM to the hill. You guys know when I back up manager, I back it to the end. So I'm going to be backing AMORIM to the hill, guys. I'm telling you now. I'm backing him to the hill. And the reason why I'm going to back him is because just like Ten Hag, I know he's qualified. I know he can take us to, improve us. It's if the players, can we trust these bastards, bro? Not some of them. Some of them we can, some of the young, you see the ones under 22, those we can trust. Under 23, yeah, we can trust you. You see the ones above, they're the ones that terrify me the most. Those guys 24 and older, they make me feel like I gotta look over my shoulder every time I try to back one of them, bro. Like they're just gonna drop a stinker and then blame someone for it. You know what I mean? Big up to you in the building, Kim. Down. Big up to Bailey Tech. I see you pulled up. What's good, homie? Long time, man.
It's Bally Tech in the building. Have no fear, Bally hair.
Big up,
What is really
broski.
good?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Wasn't feeling well the last couple days, but yeah, I was just thinking about things and watching streams and you know what I mean, hoping to feel better so I could come talk to you guys about what I think and how I feel about some of the things. I'm gonna be dropping a video in the next 2 days about my travel to England, Manchester for the last game against PAOK FC. So you guys gonna see that. You know, my editor is editing it right now, so hopefully it's finished by tomorrow so I could drop it on for you guys in the morning. If it is, I will let you guys know. But Bailey, as I was saying, you know what I mean? I know we all have our different players that we would like to see fit into the mold of this new look Man United team under Ruben Amorim, right? Why not? That's Smalley. But let's get to the question. So I'm backing this new manager, of course, because he's the new manager coming in. And I'm saying whoever starts in his starting 11 for the next 10 games, I'm just going to be like, whatever, because I know we have some players. I have my favorite players as well. I know everyone has one or two players they like as well. And there are some players you might expect to see starting. But, whoever he starts, as long as, we play good football, we get the results, or he think he's moving in the right direction, I'm going to support it because I don't know what he is seeing and what he wants because I'm now getting to learn him. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like obviously there's going to be a few experiments because the rest of this season is really to find out who's going to fit into his lineup and who doesn't fit the mold. I think the message was we need players with intensity. So I believe that message has been given to the players, it's been handed down. They're going to try to demonstrate that they have intensity. And if they don't, then just expect a few packed bags at the end of the season. Then either we're promoting within or we're going to go and buy some superstars to replace them. And yeah, I'm looking forward because basically, I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of faith in certain man, i.e. Rasmus Højlund or Amad Diallo or Joshua Xerxes. But I believe there are some positions, not saying their positions, well, I'm going to say Højlund's position 100%, right? We need to improve
Yeah, I
in
mean,
that
that's fair
area.
enough.
That is the one thing that no Man United fan can tell me that they're happy with the amount of goals that we're scoring. Yeah, defensively, I already know if we play the right centre backs, if we want to, we could shut up shop and teams ain't going to score. We're hardly going to concede chances, right? But if we go all out attack, yeah, if we're going all out attack, does that mean that even if the wingers score, does that mean that Rasmus is going to score? Does that mean Xerxes is going to score? And if you look at how AMORIM likes to play, they rely on the centre forward bagging goals. So if the centre forward's not bagging goals, that means already we're in a situation where his system is set up to fail because they play through the striker. So we need a striker that we can play through now. We don't need, because Amorim's only got a 2-year deal. So if he's got a 2-year deal and we don't respond with getting the type of striker that we can play towards now, then we're setting him up for failure because that's what his system relies on. Yeah. Put it this way, I put it to anybody in the fan base who's doing this player FC and saying that we must develop Hoyland no matter what, yeah? Bro, that's not how you develop players. You don't develop them by relying on them. We've done this with Rashford. Rashford is what, 26, 27 now? Look at him. He's borderline finished. You can see the decline now. He's played too much football. There's been too much reliance on what he can do. Look at Cristiano's career now. Cristiano is, what is he? He's 39, 40 years old. Why has he played so many games? The reason why he has played so many games is because when he was on his come up, he had players that were better than him playing ahead of him. Yeah. The manager was giving him 10 minutes there, 5 minutes there, 15 minutes there. He might even start a game, score a goal, assist, and then he'll be back on the bench for the following game. Doesn't mean that he wasn't playing well or whatever. It's just that you have to show a natural progression. And then the only way you actually claim the spot as yours is when you demonstrate that you can be relied upon on a consistent basis. Alejandro Garnacho has not demonstrated that he can be relied upon on a consistent basis. Neither has Ahmad. And look, at one point, we felt like we could rely on, even though we couldn't rely on Rashford whilst he was on his ascendancy, when he got to a certain level, he looked like the guy that we could rely on. And now he's fallen off. So really and truly, he kind of fugazied us. It's not his fault. It's really the club's fault because we forced him into being the guy. We forced it. Now, look at him. He's on 350k a week. If you look at all the top players in his position and you look at how he's been performing, if you take certain seasons into consideration, he can't even wear their left boot or their right boot. Like, he shouldn't sit next to them in the changing room. So this is where we're at right now. We need attacking players. We need attacking players who's going to bring Man United back because the defence is fine, as far as I'm concerned. We might need to tighten up in a couple areas or get some depth here or there. But attacking-wise, we're lacking. That midfield, we need to sort it out. But I believe that we could even get away with the midfield, yeah? We can't get away with that attack. What did Fergie famously say? He said, attack wins you matches, defense wins you titles.
100%.
We have got a defense that can win us a title. We have not got an attack that can win us games. Matches.
100%. 100%, bro. 100%. And as Alex is saying, well said, bro. Well said. You know, we definitely gonna be to stick together, compost. Don't get me wrong, bro. Like, I being so real, guys, right? I really and truly hope and pray. Out of the next 10 games, we win 6. 6. The reason why I'm saying 6, no, it's possible we could win more. Of course, it's possible we could draw 6, win 4. You never know, right? But what I'm saying is, what I hope that is because I don't want the media to start chatting about this guy negatively before the year into 2025. You know what I mean? We don't have a left back. You know what I mean? Malacia played last night with the young team in 44 minutes. He played yesterday, 47 minutes, right? Had a good performance. I would say relatively decent. You know, he made a few mistakes based on it looked like a little bit of, you know, he overstretched once and he had to, you know, think. You know, Kone had a brilliant start to the game. He came off on the 30th minute with an injury, but yo, he was doing some business in our midfield. It was we conceded early, then we got an equalizer. The moments before we got the equalizer, that 5 minutes after we conceded, it looked like Coney took control of the entire midfield. That's just all I would say about it. If you guys get a chance to go and check out the highlights of that game, trust me, Coney took over that midfield in 5-10 minutes time, and we was an equalizer. And then in the second half, we went in 1-1. They brought on Harry Amas. Of course, that means, you know, Malacia came off, and we lost the game 4-1. But we really lost. We conceded 3 goals in the last 7 minutes of the game, which was weird, wild. You know what I mean? So what I would say to that is, guys, there's a lot of work to be done. You know what I mean? We have lots of improvements to be done. There's lots of young talent to come through. Remember, these guys playing against the average team is average age 25 to 27 years old in that National League Cup that they're playing in. And their average age is 19. So I'm not too mad at the loss. Of course, we still are on 6 points. The team that beat us now goes to 7 points, so they are now above us in the group, but we are still second in the group, to be fair. And we'll see how it goes. We have another game next week, and hopefully we can get the job done. But the reason why I brought that up is because I wanted to highlight that Malacia is coming back. He's getting some actual game time against relative competition. You know what I mean? Yeah, the National League Cup is I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, you know, Kazi, you know, in the sense that it gives these young talents the time and opportunity to play against a lot of adult competition, real physicality, competitive football teams with adults, which kind of prepares them to come into the league and face that same level of physicality. So I would say for our teams who are the ones that are playing in this tournament, it's very good for their development,
It's
especially when
definitely
it comes to the
needed.
physical demands of the professional game.
It's
That's just
definitely
my
needed
opinion there.
because if you think about it, right now, why is Harry Amas not getting a chance? He's not getting a chance because week in, week out, he's playing with kids. Now, if he's getting opportunity against adults, big men, roughing him up, doing those mad tackles and whatnot, at least we know, cool, he's played against big men for a season or two. If we put him in the first team now, he can demonstrate that he could be relied on without going on loan. So
True.
it does make sense. It does make sense. It's going to help us because Amorim, when he was at Sporting, he relied on a youth pipeline. That youth pipeline, I think they said within the period that he was there, he promoted over 23 players. Yeah. So the fact that he's
100%.
promoted that amount of players shows, yeah, that in actual fact, the development of the youth is going to be crucial because one, Man United, for whatever reason, for the last 2 seasons, we've had some injury hit squad. All for whatever reason, we'll have 8, 9 players all out at the same time. Yeah. Now, people say injuries shouldn't be an excuse, right? But in order for injuries not to be an excuse, we need to have our youngsters ready so they can take advantage of the opportunity. So if, as an example, Casemiro's legs have gone or whatever, we was thinking maybe we should upgrade on him, and then he gets injured one day, then we play Sekou Kone, then Sekou Kone rips it up. And then he rips it up for 8 matches in a row. Do you think Casemiro's getting his place back? Probably
No,
not.
of course not.
Exactly. So that's why we need the league.
And you know, I mean, Dakro, I want to say this to you, bro. No offense, brother, but the mere fact that people think that we in 13th place right now, and Ten Hag left us there, bro. The season is not finished. There's 28 games left, bro. And as long as there are 28 games left, no one left us in 13th. We are temporarily in this position. You know, you're
Not
not
only
fixed
that, but we're 4 points off top
away
four.
from top four. This is mad.
So it's whatever league our league position is, it's been overblown. If it was we're like 8 to 10 points off top four, I can
Then,
kind of see a couple arguments. But the thing is, let's say the fourth place position, they drop points, they lose. We win, yeah. Then we're like 1 point off top four. So
Spurs
we
lost
we
this
just have to
weekend.
we just have to be realistic. Yeah, we just have to be realistic. Top four is not a write-off, and those teams that are ahead of us. Let's be real. Before the start of the season, did we think all these teams were better than us? We didn't. We didn't.
Exactly.
All it is the players. They let us down. They let their manager down. Fair enough. Now we move past that. They've got what they wanted. They've got a new manager in. He's got a new system, new coaches, new training methods, everything else. They're gonna. So right now, I guarantee you, the players are going to be gassed. They're going to be thinking, rah, this guy, he could potentially improve us, you know? Look at all the goals that Sporting have been scoring, you know? Sporting beat City 4-1 in the Champions League. These men are gassed right now. So when they
100.
come back to training, they're going to be putting in 120%, yeah? Because they want to be favoured by this new manager.
Exactly.
However, the new manager has got his own mind.
Ex-
So he's going to assess them, he's going to watch them, he's going to give them to the end of the season, and anybody that F's up is gone.
Gone, bro. Listen, Kazi, I think you misunderstood. The National League Cup, that National League Cup that I'm talking about is only for the under 21 team. So it's nothing to do with the senior team. Like we don't go into that tournament at the final stages to play with our senior team. It was a cup that was created for under 20, the top 14 teams in the Premier League, under 21 teams, to play against the top 14 teams in the National League across the UK. I think it's the top 14 or the top 26, because I think it's 40 teams in the tournament, right? So I think they did this to help further develop young talent, right? It have nothing to do with the senior players, Kazi. So this will not impact our injuries or extra matches to senior players. This has nothing to do with them. This is just for the youths. So in that perspective, I think it's 100% a plus because it offers the youth a clear physical test so that we could have a barometer to see if they're fit and able, because the average age of the team is 19. The average age of their competitors is 25 to 26. So if our team finishes in the semi-final of this national league, of course they're not playing against the best teams in England, but at the physical demand on which they're playing, you could say, well, okay, maybe we could promote some of these youngsters into our senior team or sell some of these youngsters for 10, 20 million. You know what I mean? So in that perspective, I think it helps with development. I think it's going to be a very big key factor going forward for a lot of English clubs and a lot of young talent. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I know Jim. I know some guys don't like the Nations League, but from my perspective, I will say I love the Nations League because countries like mine, we couldn't afford to play regular matches to keep up at the level of the growing demands. And Nation League allows countries like mine to play against top competition and consistently. So you could always keep advancing and help the nation grow. And it's good for grassroots, bro. So like, yeah, I know it's not always the greatest thing, but tomorrow midday my stream is going to be talking about some of these concerns that you have, Jim, but in a slightly different twist, because I think the nations, the FAs of big nations like England, like Germany, like France, like the Netherlands, like Spain, like Portugal, like Italy, they should be rotating the players that they select to represent the country based on the necessity for the tournament. Like they don't need to select the top players to play Nations League. They could, pick players on the fringe like Tamori, like the likes of those guys. Like a Danny Welbeck. You know what I mean? So I look at it from a slightly different perspective. I think the FA has been getting away with murder for the last couple of years. When
You
they
see
have,
the
hmm?
you see the Nations League. Sorry to cut you. The
Yeah,
way
yeah.
they should do it, it should be based off your caps. So you can, let's say you have three players or maybe four players who have played, who've got like maybe 30 caps or more. Then everybody else needs to have like maybe a certain amount of caps to qualify to play or no caps to play. And then at least okay, cool. We're going to bring players in that rarely get called up to England and we're going to give them a chance. And then obviously those guys, if they perform well, then at least I can consider you for the Euros. I can consider you for the World Cup. And then it makes more sense rather than playing your best players, getting them injured, they're going back to their club, and now we're looking like, right, our best players injured, out for the season or whatever it is.
True. Compose. Bro, anyway, we need to win our next 2 or 3 games because if we do that, we won't have. I mean, there's 2 extra games anyway, take it because, I mean, you're playing against 8 separate teams. But here the killer Compose. If you're not in the top 8, you have to play 2 more games. So it's 10 games as opposed to a normal group stage, which have 6 games. You know what I mean? For the Europa League, that is. But currently, if you look at that table, I don't know if you guys want to check out that really. I mean, uh, I wasn't really planning to talk about that, but if you look at that Europa League table, what I mean, the Europa League standings, and you see where United are currently in the standings. So hold on, let me just bring this up. Boom, boom, boom. Let's bring this to the stage real quick, bro. Let's show these guys what I mean. So currently, if you look at the Europa League standings, United in 15th place right now. We on 6 points. The top 6 teams on 10 points, right? So technically, we one win away from being probably eighth, and that's because of Star Bucharesti. They have only lost one of their games. They've won all others, right? But in the next round of matches, all the top teams are playing against. In the next 2 games, all the teams above us are playing against teams that are also above us. So they are playing difficult games. Like in the next round, we have the likes of Bodo Glimt at home. And the top teams like Real Sociedad and the like, they are playing against each other. You know what I mean? Like, so the teams above us are all playing against each other. Stal Bucharesti is playing against Olympiacos. Slavia Praha is playing against Fenerbahce. Eintracht Frankfurt is playing against Midtjylland. Braga is playing against Hoffenheim. The likes of, Tottenham is playing against Roma. And, these fixtures that we have that, we are going into in the next round of games, all the teams above us could be dropping points. The likes of Ajax could drop points. The likes of Lazio, the likes of Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, those teams are on 10 and 12 points in the top 6 teams. So those are not the teams that we are really worried about, right now. But Tottenham on 9, Steaua Bucharesti is on 9, Lyon, Rangers, Olympiacos, and Bodo Glimt, they are all on 7 points, right? And if we win the next game based on goal difference, right? Because right now on goal difference, below, we are 2 below Tottenham because they have a +4 and we have a +2. Now, Tottenham's next game is a very difficult, complicated game for Tottenham. They're going to be going out, they'll be hosting Roma at home. And that's a game I don't see them winning. And if they lose that game, and the likes of Ajax loses to Real Sociedad, you know, it makes it very interesting. If Steaua Bucharest does not win against Olympiacos and United was to win, we could go straight into eight, above Tottenham, above Bucharest. And then we play Rangers. You know, our next fixtures are pretty, I would say, in a sense, it's a much nicer run of fixtures as opposed to other teams. As you can see on the list, let me just zoom this in so you can see it a lot better. I don't know if you guys can see this here now. So basically, if you look at that, our next round of fixtures, compared to Tottenham, who has Roma, we have Bodo Glimt. You know, we have the likes of Victoria Pilsen. It's not that difficult, guys, to see that United, by game week 7, could be emerging into the top 5 of the Europa League because based on fixtures, we have Rangers at home in January as the first game. You know what I mean? So our most difficult, most complicated match is game week 8. It's game week 8 against Steaua Bucharest away, and this is at the end of January. So based on that, I would say to you guys that, you know, we have a good opportunity to get ourselves into a situation where it's, you know, we could be in the driver's seat come January in terms of where we are, our challenge in the league, our challenge in the cups. We could be on the rise, guys. But it all comes down to the fact that if we as fans support not only this new manager, support, you know, the whole transition, because then we are not going to see some of our favorite players week in, week out starting under this new manager. And we might not like that.
The thing is, yeah, we need to stop this favorite player nonsense. Yeah, we need to win. That's all I care about. If, like, as an example, if Ahmad starts, yeah, and Xerxes starts, and all the people that haven't done enough start, and we win, and week in, week out, we're battering teams 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I don't care. As long as the team wins, that's all I care about. Because at the end
100.
of the day, what's the manager going to be judged on? The results. Yeah. He will get sacked if the results ain't good. That is it. He's not gonna stay in the job on the basis that he's player FC or he played your favorite player or whatever it is. Yeah, that is it. Results only.
True, true. You know what I mean? Yo, big up to Will Man United, guys. My new reaction channel. You know, I'll be talking some real reckless football, you know, reactions on this channel called Fabrications Romano. Check it out if you guys have time. I haven't dropped the first video yet, but I will be dropping it this week. Of course, you know, I be on the Reckless Show with KG, and this is what they call me on the Reckless Show with KG. They call me Fabrication Romano. Of course, he's talking about when I said, you know, the morning, you know, his flight was delayed now in the morning, on Monday morning, and it was because of his documents. He had an issue with his documents. Of course, you know, they was pushing through his document for his work permit, and he didn't have the confirmation yet. So he was held back a little bit delayed before takeoff. You know, so I was like, guys, you know, it looks like he might not be coming today because he didn't get no visa. You know what I mean? And now, realistically, I was just trying to say that, you know, in a sense, you know, he has to probably wait on them till they get a clarification, somewhat notification saying, well, look, yeah, he can. The document will be is all the documents have been overchecked. You know, we just have to produce the actual certificate, but yeah, everything is good to go, and then he could come in. But one of the guys was trying to banter me in the chat now, so I was like, you know, bro, don't be stressed. If he can't come today, he come tomorrow. Yo, it was a wild one, bro. That was wild. Bro, I would say imagine those draws were wins, but damn those players, bro, they didn't score the goals. I mean, for me, I don't focus on positions. Look at the points. You can jump up with 2 or 3 wins in Europa League and the PL. 100%. Yo, AMORIM is real, bro. But like I said, bro, you know, I mean, his documents were delayed. So, you know, he had to hold a little bit of patience, just like we all did. To be fair, we have a decent squad, a good squad with potential in every department except left back. So this notion that we don't have a competitive team is false. In my opinion, Ten Hag sold half the rot, so at least notice that. Yeah, and at the same time, to be fair, bro, I think the players they need to do more, bro. Like in the last 4 games, they were a lot slower, less intense than they were under Ten Hag. I just don't know if anyone noticed that, but if you check the stats, we ran less, we pressed less, and yeah, it didn't seem that intense. So we do have a good squad, but some of them they need to get up their levels, bro. Like I understand, you gotta adapt to players and all these things, but you can't you know, go below your level just to adapt to a player. And I think some of these players don't have high enough levels to adapt to be fair. And if they can't come up to the level required, they should be sold. Simple as that. We pay them. There are more players out there. We can get them. And even if the player is not as good, if they're gonna give the levels required, it's better to have them than to have a player who's just gonna be however and whatever. Because
You know what's mad? Yeah,
mm,
initially, obviously, we've signed him now, and I started to think, right, Jadon Sancho would have probably cooked in this team. But then I thought, hold on, yeah,
oh
the
no.
manager said he wants intense players, bro. You have to play with an intensity. And if Jadon Sancho is going to be doing this walking around, or if Rashford's going to be walking around strolling, like when you do when you're at the beach with your girl and all this, if they're going to be playing like that, then they won't last in this team. Because when I watch Sporting, these men are like, they're active. They're like, they're, bro, they're taking no prisoners, bro. They're on the front line. They're working like it's no tomorrow. But we haven't got that in our team. We've got a few players. I give it to Ahmad. Ahmad shows energy and work rate. I give that to him. Like Anthony shows a bit of energy and work rate, but there ain't crazy amounts of players in the squad that show energy and work rate. Xerxes doesn't. Rashford
Mm.
doesn't. Like there's a lot of players that don't. Luke Shaw doesn't. He certainly doesn't. So especially not from his hospital bed anyway. Mason Mount is always injured. So there's a lot of players that don't really show the levels of what we require. And I think slyly that Ten Hag was pushing them to show extra levels. And when they weren't showing them levels, he would make them run on the training ground. And some of them didn't want to run extra on the training ground. So, okay, cool, I'm injured. This is what we were getting. Oh, yeah, 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 we're injured. So then they don't have to do that running. So cool, you
Bro,
sacked a manager. Now, if you don't run for this manager, you're getting sacked. That's what's happening now.
100. Bro, I'm telling you. And yeah, bro, I felt like I get through that moment, bro. But you know what it is, Will, right? At the end of the day, it's not like me. You know what I mean? I'm a private citizen coming to the UK and whatnot. And based on my circumstance, I don't need a visa. But at the same time, if I was going to like Spain, I mean, no, not Spain, maybe to the USA, I'd need to apply for a visa. You know what I mean? I can't just show up to the USA and then say, you know what, I'm here. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, get out of here, bro. Come back next time. But at the same time, I guess I was just coming from the perspective that I was saying that, if his document's not ready in the moment, United are having people, they got a team of people working on these things, connected all in the right places. It was probably a matter of time before they actually did sort it out, whatnot. But I do, have a little document that I'm gonna present on a stream tomorrow on KG stream because I gotta troll these guys back. That says that, they did receive a confirmation that the documents would be processed in 48 hours, so he was allowed to come into the country under the work permit as per se, but not actually allowed to work until 48 hours later, which is why he started work today. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, guys. And yeah, Jelani, like, to be fair, bro, we were winning games, but realistically, if you look at it, the players were scoring goals in the moments they were getting the chances. The biggest problem why we weren't winning games before was the players were missing those chances 2 or 3 times a game, every game. So it's funny that we're gonna blame a manager for the fact that the player was not kicking the ball in the net rather than kicking it outside of the net when he's not the one doing that. It's not like he's telling them, yo, kick it in the top corner. Don't kick it next to the goalkeeper. Don't put it on the ground. Put it over the goalkeeper. He's not telling the players where to kick the ball, you know. So
Look
the
at
one
Bruno
thing
as
I
an
would say
example.
is this is
Bruno,
like Sancho cooking an ultimate team. He's not playing for Chelsea, so he's got to have fun somehow. You know what I mean? But
look at
big up to
Bruno as
Sancho.
an
I'm a huge
example.
Sancho fan. I just don't think he delivered for United.
Look at Bruno as an example. He weren't scoring no goals, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the manager gets sacked, and then he remembered how to assist and how to score goals again. All of a sudden,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes. It is actually.
Like, so for me, yeah, the players, they've got to pull their finger out. This manager, to be fair, yeah, I don't even blame Bruno to a certain extent because if he wasn't feeling the manager and he's getting blamed based on what the manager's asking him to do, and then he hears through the grapevine that they're trying to get a Portuguese manager, I'll sack him too. I'll sack. Let's be real. I'll sack him too. Yeah. At the end of the day, I hear a lot of people hyping up Ahmad, saying that Ahmad's created the most chances for the team. But then those same people will tell us, yeah, that Bruno Fernandes shouldn't be in the team. But Bruno Fernandes has been the top chance creator since he came to the Premier League. Since he came to the Premier League. But people don't want to see him in the team. People want to get rid of him, but they want to use those same metrics to say, oh, but Ahmad should be playing.
Hear this metric for you. Who are the most output in these five wingers? Saka. I should say Saka. Should I? No, let me leave Saka out because it could get wild. Let's leave him out, right? I'll say Rafael Leao. I would say Rafael Leao. I would say who's another top winger? Rodrigo. Let's say Rodrigo, right? Who's our next top winger? Give me a top winger there.
Pedro Neto.
Pedro Neto. Martinelli. Give me our next top winger. Only Michael Olise.
Oh yeah, of
Give me
course,
our next
Michael
top winger
Olise.
again. Florian Wirtz. Right? Six top wingers and Garnacho. Who are the most output
What
this
out of
season?
all of them?
Out of all of them. Who do you guys think have the most GA out of
Probably
all of those
Olise.
wingers this season?
Probably Olise.
Garnacho by a country mile.
Oh, is it?
Garnacho had double the GA on average across those players, bro.
What this season?
This season, more than Olise, bro. Twice. He had twice the GA Olise have this season. So whatever Garnacho have this season, cut it in half, and that's what Olise have currently.
Well, that goes to show you. That goes
Bro,
to show you.
listen, I all for the whole, I like Ahmad. I all for Ahmad staple of the right. Let Rashford battle Garnacho for the left. But you see this argument that some man be trying to bring that Ahmad better than Garnacho. I don't see that. They are two
To me,
different type of players. And
it's a wild one.
yeah, and to be fair, bro, like I don't think we should bring down one youngster to boost up another, especially when Ahmad is 2 years older than the brother and technically not playing with that much more maturity. I don't
But
think it's like
that's
a
what they were
stark
doing with
difference.
Rashford and Martial before. They used to say that Rashford is shit and Martial was all this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, if you go and look at Rashford's record compared to Martial's record at the time, the argument didn't make any sense. Like Rashford was doing way more in a United shirt.
You see, the thing with Rashford, for me, this is the thing, and I don't want to bring Rashford in this conversation really with these two young players because of his age, one, two, and the fact that for me, I am so disappointed in how he has let himself stagnate as a player when the expectations for Marcus Rashford was to be one of the it players in the world and the star boy of Man United. Like Bro, like literally, bro, we thought he was the next coming of Ronaldo. I being so real. Like the way we believed in this brother for like I talking about the first 4 years of him coming to United, it was like he was going to be the next Ronaldo King. And this brother, nobody knew Vinicius Juniors was, bro. He was already a star. Vinny Jr. was nowhere near. Vinny Jr. was nowhere near, bro. And now, when we talk left wingers, you can't even put Rashford next to Vinny Jr., bro. I want you to understand. I want all everybody to understand that no one has done this to Rashford but himself. And when a player don't reach his potential, usually, and I'm not trying to say that sometimes coaches don't affect this, but when we look at other players, some of the top players around the world, they fight for their chances. They fought for it. They didn't get it because a coach gave it to them. They took it. They was hungry for it. They wanted it more than anyone else. And when you at a club which is one of the best clubs in world football, one of the most talked about football clubs every single day of the week, I don't think anyone needs to motivate you to walk out on that pitch, bro. I'm not hearing that excuse. Putting on a Man United shirt is not like putting on a shirt for my national country, bro. It's like I mean, if I put on a Trinidad shirt, I would be stoked. But let's put it in comparison. How many people actually know what Trinidad and Tobago is, or where Trinidad and Tobago is in the world? How many people? But I know if you say Man United, everybody knows. English Premier League, Sir Alex Ferguson, everybody. You need motivation to represent one of the best clubs in world football, bro. That's the dream of every single person who playing football, no matter where you from on the planet. Shaq, Jack, talk to me, bro. This is a big one here. Can you sack a player at the MB?
Yeah, you can.
Brother, you have to.
You can. You have to. Like
Have
at the
to,
end of
bro.
the day, we need hungry players in order to thrive in AMORIM system. Yeah. If we have hungry players, remember, yeah, I'm looking at Pep Guardiola now and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, right, he hasn't got that long left at City, you know. So if he leaves, there's gonna be a power vacuum. Yeah. We need to be ready and well placed in order to usurp City and start knocking all the other teams off their perch and reasserting ourselves as that main team. Right now, you got Liverpool. Liverpool have some aging players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and all these brothers, yeah. They gotta replace these guys, yeah. Man United, we need to be on the ascendancy and on our game. City as well, they got a lot of Asian players, yeah. We need to put ourselves in that position because I don't rate Arteta. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't rate the guy, yeah. But if Amarin can get his act together, we might be the next dominant force again in the Premier League,
Mm.
winning title after title after title after title. But we need to be able to give this manager what he needs in order to succeed. We can't be prioritizing Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans and all of these brothers who lack intensity. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't have the likes of Luke Shaw just collecting checks and taking up squad space. We can't do it. We can't
100%,
rely
bro.
on these guys. He's not in a position to play with any intensity. Like, let's be real. He's not in. Even if you say, yeah, he can play left centre back, but with intensity.
Bro. This is the thing. This why, bro. Listen, I think this problem is multifaceted at United. And yeah, we could blame Ten Hag. Ten Hag will hold some responsibility. He was the gaffer in charge. He did make some mistakes, but these players are not innocent. And of course, some of the executive and management behind the scenes not innocent as well. They've made some bad decisions as well. And going forward, guys, I just wanted to say that the whole aim or the goal of this stream is to get everybody to come to us perspective that, listen, this manager go and do his thing. We just need to back him. And, if after 10 games it's not going well, we're gonna revisit it, and then we could come into saying asking some questions where maybe we need to figure out what's going on here. But for now, guys, I think we need to be a little bit patient. I think we need to be a little bit open and understanding and see where it goes. As you know, the new manager is coming in. There's I don't know if you guys were able to see this, but there's just a little bit of a viewing of him in Carrington, as he met the players and stuff like that, whatnot and whatnot. Check it out, see where it goes. Ruben walking in on the scenes. A little bit of handshakes here and there, some little hugs and shoulder pats and stuff like that. You know what it is, guys. He's talking to the likes of Luke Shaw there, never fit, signed to England. We've had ask England permission when he could play for United. Watch him meet some of the youngsters, Kobe Mainoo is going to be integral to his new situation. He likes the look of, Lenny Euro as well. We've been hearing a lot of reports on that, on who he thinks and, his team thinks will be very critical to work with and stuff like that. Of course, this was the team walking out yesterday, and as you can see, number 47 there, that is young Kone walking out on the pitch there with Malasia, looking much like the youths there, Look at him line up there. And this guy in the corner right here, this is Ethan Williams, guys, the right wing back that I've been telling you all, that is very much similar to the likes of, the guys who people want to get Quenda from Sporting Lisbon. So, guys, what I'm going to say is that we have a lot of young talent. Of course, there's lots of talent out there. There's talent at Sporting that might be favorable to bring into the club, but this is a rebuild. United favors the youth. Ten Hag promoted something like 15 players in his tenure. He gave a lot of he gave, I think it was something like 11 debuts to young players. I think it was 11 or 14, something like that. Could be a bit more, but in his time, he did stay true to bringing up the youth, promoting some of the youth, and I think this other manager is even more in line with this sort of thinking. So while we are all talking about certain players coming in and being purchased, I do think like Bali that Gyökeres might be a good option to bring in as a senior striker. Maybe do us well to bring in a left back as well, a senior left back. But I think most of the other talent we are going to see coming through the squad are going to be coming from the youth. And Sekou Kone, guys, last night, young man was very good, I have to say. I'm going to like seeing this brother playing United, and I think you guys are going to like him too. He looks better than Chouameni. That much I can tell you now. And you might think I'm hyping him.
Do you know who I think is going to get into this team?
What's that?
Kokonki, the 16-year-old centre back. This guy,
What's
a
his
lot
name?
of people don't. Kokonki. Kokonki. He's 16.
Sure that's his name?
Yeah, that's his name. That's how the announcers say his name. Kokonki.
Yeah. I don't think so, bro. I think I know who you're talking about.
He's 16 years old. He's like 6'5". He's a centre back. This guy is a bloody beast. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. If this guy gets a chance, well, I'd give him another maybe 2-3 years, but I believe he can get into the first team. I'm not gonna lie to you. From what I've seen, the guy's composure is unbelievable. He's strong, he's quick, he's good on the ball, he's amazing in the air. Yeah. In a back three, it would be crazy if we're gonna be trying to push for Brentford or someone along that, but along them lines. But I think, me personally, from what I've seen,
I think it's Ogana you're talking about it, by the way.
No, it's Kokonki. His name is Kokonki. He's a centre back, and he can also play as a left back.
Which one of the teams he playing for, though, bro?
He's playing for the under 18s.
I have not.
He's playing for the under 18s right now, but he's 16 years old. He's playing for the under 18s. Kokonki, 6'5" centre back.
That's what I'm telling you. I don't think that's the name. I think that is his nickname, bro. Because
No,
the
that is
actual
his name
name
on his shirt. That is the name on his shirt. His name is Kukonki. I got
because the starting
MUFC.
centre back last night was Fredrickson, and the other guy who was playing in the back was
I'm not talking about whoever played in
no,
that
last
match
night.
that
I'm
you
talking about
showed.
last night. They played the night, and I was watching the under 18s and the under 21. So that's why I kind of in my head I'm like Kukonki. It's like what? To be
Bro,
fair, bro.
I'm pretty sure you've mentioned him, but you might have said his name a bit different. But that's
That's
how
that's what I'm
the
stating, bro.
announcers
That's what I'm
say
stating.
his name. The announcers say his name as Kukonki.
That's why I wouldn't even doubt, bro, because I might just read his name differently, bro.
Yeah, that guy is a beast. He's an up and coming beast. Somebody said, um, I think his name's Smurf. He said that Johnny Evans hasn't put a foot wrong. And I'm not saying that Johnny Evans has put a foot wrong. In fact, he's probably been one of our best defenders. But the problem is, when the new gaffer comes in, he needs players that play with intensity. Now, Johnny Evans, as far as I'm concerned, when I see him playing, he looks like he's playing with an injury all the time. Even though he's playing
100.
well, he looks like he's playing with an injury. So, as far as I'm concerned, when the gaffer needs you to be intense, intense is intense. There's no way of covering up intensity. Yeah, the way we've been playing, there's ways that you can cover up your intensity in a certain way. But once the manager has the demands that you're going to be on the halfway line, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing that. If the ball goes over the top, you're going to have to sprint over there. Like, bro, Johnny Evans can't do all this, bro. Like we just have
Facts.
to be real. We just have to be real with ourselves. We have players that don't have the capacity to be back and forward players. We have players now. In fact, yeah, I I put it to a lot of you guys that if they were to check the running stats of all teams, yeah, Man United will probably be in the bottom half of the table of all teams running. Yeah, so please, yeah, we will be revamping this team. Anybody who doesn't play with any form of intensity will be gone. Anybody who doesn't want to follow the instructions will be gone. And over the next couple of seasons, I'm looking forward to how they shape up the team. Honestly, I really am. And shouts to all the man them who want to keep on developing guys and starting guys ahead of buying guys in that are holding the team back because they've fallen in love with a player and they want his autograph or they want to wear his boxes or whatever. Like, you guys need to know that it's not about all this. It's about the red shirt. It's about that badge. Yeah, and that badge is supposed to represent everybody who calls themselves a fan, not the player who you like so much, the name of that player on any shirt. It could be a white plain t-shirt. That's not what we're here for. We're here for the club. Yeah. The club needs to move forward with the best available talent. You can't have one of the top three biggest clubs in the world and then saying that, oh yeah, we're just gonna get this 20-year-old here and we're gonna play him as the main man, even though he's not like a Yamin Yamal,
Mhm.
even though he's not a generational striker or generational talent, or he's not like an up and coming Messi. When they're not none of those sorts of players, but you want to be starting them and week in, week out, but then you don't want to get the best available talent, you're setting yourself up for failure when they don't perform at the end of the day. It's Man United over everything, not players over everything. So all you man that engage with that type of effery, you make me sick. I'm not gonna lie, you make me sick.
Bro. What I would say is this. All I have to say is, guys, don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. More to come, more interesting debates to come, more news to be talked about. Everyone. Hopefully, the Cone injury is minor, bro. I believe it's a minor sprain. You know what I mean? He will be back. Goodwill Kukonki. That's what he said. Oh, I know who this youth is, bro. He just come into the under 18s, played 3 games so far. That is the youth you're talking about. I was like,
He's an absolute beast. He's an absolute beast.
yeah. And I still think Jack Kingdom is the dude, bro. Trust
Jack
me.
Kingdom, mate, this guy's 16, you know. By the time this guy's 19, he's playing first team football. I tell you this for free.
Probably, but Jack Kingdom, bro, right now has been really, really good, bro. He has been really, really good for United. He's real competent in terms of
I rate
how he
Jack
play, how
Kingdom.
he play and thing.
I rate Jack Kingdom. But when you've got youths like this, you know what the problem with that, yeah? When you got, it's like the problem that Moray is having, yeah? Moray is better than Harry Amas, but because they think that Harry Amas's ceiling is higher,
Higher.
that doesn't mean he's better than him right now. That just means they think, oh, in the next couple of years, I'm foreseeing that this guy is gonna be way better than Moray. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's the way I'm looking at Kokonki. Yeah.
True, but
I'm
I don't look
thinking
at it like that
Kokonki.
now, bro, because I would tell you this much, right? When I was younger and I used to play football, you know, bro. It took me a while to get into the under 17 setup in Trini, bro. And I was getting overlooked because it had a player who was my age and he was playing for a better school. The school he was playing for is ranked higher in the country than my school. And he was getting all the chances, but guess what? He was not delivering. And when I got my chance, it was like night and day the difference between him and me as a player. You know what I mean? And I think you can't look at it from that perspective of, you know, this player might be better than this guy in 2 or 3 years. You gotta look at it like who is better at this current point going forward in their stage in development. And the reason why I'm saying that is because no, nothing wrong with sending Kukonki on some loans. Just like Ahmad went on some loans, you know what I mean? It's
No,
like the
hundred
difference of
percent.
keeping Ahmad and having Greenwood. Greenwood was here doing better at the time. Keep Greenwood, send Ahmad on loan. You know what I mean? I just think while Harry Amas might be have a higher ceiling than Murray, Murray's better defensively right now, more mature in his game than Harry now. So it would bode well to play Murray ahead of Ahmad. I mean Amas. Because Amas came on in the game against Sting last night, and he kind of cost us the last 2 goals that was scored. I mean, we were in a situation where we could have scored a goal, and then the counter attack and his mistake led to the third goal that they scored. And then again, right before the game was lost, instead of clearing the ball, he tried to dribble out, lost it, they scored a fourth. So, you know what I mean? Some of these decisions I think we could avoid because he tried to live up to the hype of the get into the first team now when he should not be focused on that. You know
At
what I'm
the end
saying?
of the day, we don't even know what the manager is gonna do. He might
Mm.
come and he might say, "Where's that Moray kid? He's a wing back. He's my wing back." You know, so we don't know what he's going to do. He might
Understand?
say, "Forget about Harry Amas. This guy is my wing back." So we don't know what he's gonna do. So it's very exciting because you never know who he's gonna pluck out of that youth setup. There's Montato down there. He's a crazy player. There's
Bendito.
quite a few very, 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 very good players. Shea Lacey. So
Musa.
yeah. So you and there's another guy. I forgot his name, but he plays. He gives me
Enes or
Beckham
Scanman.
vibes. He gives me Beckham vibes. Yeah.
Had to be Enes.
Yeah, I think it's an S. He gives me Beckham vibes the way he plays. Yeah, there's a lot of good players down there. I'm not gonna lie to you. We've got Saka regens down there. We've got Foden regens down there. Like we've got some crazy talented kids down there. Yeah, so
Brother.
watch
It
this
had too
space.
much. Right now, this talented bunch, and I'm talking about in general, it have so much talent right now coming through this academy that I don't know how we're gonna promote them all. I don't know how we gonna handle it all, to be fair, because we have like 4 young strikers, bro. And I know a lot of people like Obi Martin, but Gabby Biancheri is head and shoulders in terms of his consistency. So unless Obi Martin do a madness in the next 10 games, I would put Gabby Biancheri ahead of Obi Martin, bro. Being so real. His hunger does remind me of Tevez.
The thing is, yeah, uh, Obi Martin is 16 and
Hmm.
Cherry's older. So obviously, I would give Obi Martin just a few more months to see where he's at before judging it, because he's only just left Arsenal. But what he was doing at Arsenal, like, I can't remember any player that was doing that. Like,
True.
obviously Mason Greenwood was doing it, but I don't think to the level of what my man's doing, because he was scoring 5 goals against the team. He was scoring 6 goals against the team. He was doing madnesses. Like, I
Man,
think on
Blaze
his
filthy.
full debut for United, I think he scored like
A
a
hat
hat
trick.
trick in like 15, 20 minutes. Like,
Right, but yeah, you gotta see the size of this brother too, bro. This brother is like, he's like my size, bro. Playing against fellas half my size, bro. If you know what I mean. Dude is big.
yeah.
6'2", you know what I mean? 16 years old, 100
I, th- I
and
think I
what,
think he's
30,
bigger
40
than six.
pounds,
I think
raw
he's bigger than
muscle.
6 foot. I think
Huh?
he's bigger than 6'2". I
Nah, he's
think he's big.
6'2", bro.
He's
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, he's
Oh,
6'2". 6'2".
okay. He
Bro,
looks
man is
like a
big. He's
giant.
big. He has no. Listen, what I would say is this, right? He has a good instinct, a good striker instinct in the box, getting in about for chances, getting on around. He's good. But what I would say is he needs some development. That killer finish. In some instances, he's finished like a youth man his age, if you understand what I mean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, he developing, he in the academy where he needs to be. Let's see how it goes. You know what I mean? I just not a fan of like driving up too soon, you know what I mean? Like let them get into that consistent form where they're starting to pick up these numbers consistently, and then let we get them a dip into the first team and see if they can step up the levels. You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. But
I don't see him
yeah,
getting into the team for the next 3 years anyway. And even then, it's not like he'll be starting all the games. But that's my personal point of view. I think, obviously, like
absolutely.
you say, there's a lot that needs to be worked on, because at the end of the day, it's Man United. You just can't give a man the keys to the kingdom and say, hey, forget all the world
Exactly.
class players that's around in the world. You play. Like, that's not
100.
how it works. And it's never
100.
supposed to work like that. What is supposed to happen is we're meant to have like a Harry Kane level striker in Man United's main number 9 position. Why? Because it's Manchester United. And that's what's required. And then if you have a youngster like him, you
Coming
now
on
tell
for
him,
20 minutes, sometimes start a game here or there if the striker injured. You know what I mean?
what gone are the days where we had 7 world class players in our team, 7 or 8. Now we don't even have one. Why? Because people are doing Player FC and they don't want certain players to come to the club to compete with the player that they like. So now the people that are in charge are saying, oh, well, if the fans don't want like a top striker, we might as well just not get one. It's mad, bro. Like, we can't operate like this. We need to be demanding. Like, hold on. Like, are we not supposed to be scoring like 90 to 100 plus goals a season? Is this not Man United? Like, why are Real Madrid scoring all these goals and we're not? Why are Man City scoring all these goals and we're not? Like, does anybody care that we're not scoring goals?
Bro, listen, and that's why I tell man them, bro. Forget all the tenor again, tenor go type shit in the last couple weeks gone. These players, brother, they need to step the hell up, bro. Because they ain't scoring goals, bro. And no matter who come, they the players. You know what I mean? Big up the Sosa in the building, bro. We are back. You know, Man United are back in business, King. You know, your boy Marken feeling better today, guys. You know what I mean? So, you know, guys, thanks for joining us. It's been a long stream. You know, we wasn't really going to stay this long, but Bali here, you guys are here. I missed you guys. I haven't spoken to you guys all week. Big up to for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for smashing the likes as well. We will be back later on to discuss some other shit. I wanted to talk about Dwight York and some other interesting managerial shifts in the national setup in the international world because it is the international break. But tomorrow we'll be back on discussing Amorim and some other things about football. And, you know, I hope you guys have a great day. Bali, big up for coming through, my bro. Big up to you, Sosa. Big up to Jack Reacher. Frankie, glory, glory, Man United. Big up to LT and Compo Smurf in the building. Big up to Ray Kyle Brown. Big up to Jelani Beal, Winman United as well. Big up to MA. Big up to all of you guys coming in. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Big up to Jim Watkins as well, bro. And guys, don't forget to smash the likes and share it around. I hope you guys had a great time. Sorry I was MIA this week. I wasn't feeling well. Had a little bit of business interviews as well. So guys, I will be back and consistent again. A D Martin song, When the Moon Hits Your Eyes. Raw! Big up my G. Big up to all of you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. And we out of here, bro. Big up to Jack Reacher with this one. Big up, bro.